Earlier I spoke with the commanding officer, and it's something that he has asked me to clarify, that none of the incidents happened in the Denham Town area. They happen in the Kingston Western Division. So they are all on the outskirts of Denham Town. So I think earlier Mr. McKenzie was trying to explain the different communities. So in the Kingston Western Division. So Denham Town is just one part of the division, and it's very important because the Denham Town community is one that they had their challenges and they are working them out, and we have not been having much situations with them. So it has implication when we say something happening in Denham Town for the Denham Town people. So it's important that we clarify that they all happen in the Kingston Western Division, but not Denham Town.
We have been having relative peace. 1 and 2 isolated incidents have been taking place. I'm not saying that everything is what we want it to be, but Denham Town has been a model community over the last couple of months. And we have been working hard with the police, and I want to thank the police for the effort. But Kingston Western is not only West Kingston.
So there were 3 incidents where persons were shot and injured, and one was at Beeston Street, the other was on Spanish Town Road, and the other was in Trench Town. So it's a vast area, different spaces. So in 2 of those incidents, 5 firearms were seized, and 1 person is currently in custody. Another incident happened a little later in Sunlight Street, where residents reported hearing gunshots. And sometime after that subsided, they realized that a child, a baby, was shot and injured. Thank God, based on the feedback that we're getting, the child is stable, still hospitalized. At these 2 instances, they believe that there's a connection between both. Because you have rival gang situations, so you will have reprisal following one incident. So at least 2 of the incidents they believe are connected. They are now trying to ascertain whether they are in correlation between the other incidents. I think maybe the one in Sunlight Street, based on what they're doing, is a little isolated, but the other 3, they are trying to see if there is a correlation between those.
Welcome to Grung TV, the entertainment hub for news, views, reviews, and gossip. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell.
Welcome back to Grung TV. The police have detained a man they suspect was involved in Sunday night's shooting of a child on Sunlight Street in the Kingston West Police Division. A firearm was seized during the operation. The 7-month-old baby girl who was shot in the head is in serious condition in the hospital. Residents reported hearing explosions shortly after 11 o'clock. The baby was later found with a bullet wound. It is still not clear what led to the shooting. Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, head of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Corporate Communications Unit, said the police are still processing the scene. The man who was allegedly shot by his nephew last weekend has died. Joseph Smith, who was a mechanic, died on Sunday at hospital. His nephew remained at large. It was reported that Mr. Smith was at his home in Sandy Park, St. Andrew, when there was a dispute between his 20-year-old nephew. It's alleged that his nephew left and returned with an illegal gun and shot his uncle in the upper body. The police are investigating the alleged sexual assault of a disabled child at a children's home in Hanover. A 47-year-old suspect is in custody. It is reported that on June 10th, the disabled 16-year-old ward of state was on the compound of the children's home when she was taken to a bathroom and sexually assaulted. The child reported the incident to a caregiver at the facility. Superintendent Sharon Biput, head of the Hanover Police, confirmed that an investigation is being carried out. Superintendent Biput confirmed that the suspect, who was employed to the children's home, was taken in by his attorney on Saturday. The East Kingston Police are again monitoring sections of Mountain View Avenue following another flare-up of violence. 5 persons were shot during a drive-by attack on Jarrett Lane on Saturday night, 2 of them dead. They have been identified as 35-year-old Marvin West Carr and 32-year-old Odane Carr. It was reported that thugs drove to the intersection of Mountain View Avenue and Jarrett Lane and opened fire on a group of persons. 19 spent shells were found at the scene. A second man has died from Friday's shooting in Goldsmith Villa in Augustown, St. Andrew. Fitzroy Lawrence, a 64-year-old cookshop operator, died Monday morning in hospital. Mr. Lawrence was hit by stray bullets when gunmen opened fire on 33-year-old Andre Perkins about 11 p.m. Mr. Perkins, who was visiting a friend in Goldsmith Villa, died at the scene. It was later discovered that Mr. Lawrence has been shot while in his shop. Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, head of the Jamaica Constabulary Force Corporate Communications Unit, said the police are working to prevent reprisals in Augustown following killings on the weekend and have already taken control of the area and the situation. Investigators are appealing for assistance from residents with information on the shootings. The St. Andrew Central Police are also trying to determine whether arson caused the destruction of a house in Goldsmith Villa on Saturday. Residents called the police after the house was seen on fire. The charred remains of a man were found in the rubble. Goldsmith Villa has been tense following recent flare-up in violence. Community members staged a peace march on Sunday to denounce the violence. A senior official of the Jamaica Fire Brigade has confirmed that the phone line at the Spanish Town Fire Station in St. Catherine is out of service and has admitted that losses caused by Saturday's fire on Brunswick Avenue could have been prevented if fire personnel had received a call. About 3 a.m., smoke was seen coming from a board and concrete structure that housed a furniture establishment, 2 barber shops, a grocery shop, and a machine shop. The shop operators told our news source they had to call the Linstead Fire Station to contact firefighters at the Spanish Town Station. Superintendent Patrick Gooden, District Officer for the Jamaica Fire Brigade in St. Catherine, said the phone line has been out of operation since July 4th and he had notified the communications department. Mr. Gooden said he was advised that calls would be redirected to the Portmore Fire Station and firefighters would have been contacted via their mobile phones. He bemoaned that the businesses would have been calling frantically to get the assistance of the fire department and the call was just not going through. My understanding is that they started to call from sometime after 2:35 or thereabout and the calls eventually went through about 2:57. A lost time of approximately 22 minutes or thereabout is wasted and there is a result of what transpired out there on the day. The residents would have lost their livelihood and are now in a state of loss as to how they are going to get their lives back together, he lamented. Superintendent Gooden said the Jamaica Fire Brigade will offer assistance to rebuild the structures destroyed in Saturday's fire. We are going to make ourselves available. We don't have building material, but we have skilled persons to assist them in the reconstruction of their properties and any other way that we can assist them to bring their lives back up to what it's supposed to be. Superintendent Gooden was speaking Monday at the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation's Parish Disaster Planning, Management and Safety Committee. Jamaica's security forces on alert for a potential influx of Asian migrants. This is what Fitzbailey had to say.
The JCF consistently with JDF counterpart monitor our borders for any type of illicit activities, be it Asian trying to get into a country or any other nationality, as well as narcotics and firearms. So we continue to monitor our border as well as we continue to observe and monitor what is happening in Haiti because there will be implications somehow for us as a country. We are concerned about the activity in Haiti, yes, and at all times we are cognizant of the trade and we seek to put mitigating measures to counter that element of activities. I think when you have these type of conditions, it redounds to the benefit of Jamaica because it's very difficult for people to operate in that space, even in terms of the illicit gun for drugs trade. I don't think any Jamaican would want to venture into Haiti at this time and to engage in that type of activity. I think when it is more stable, that's when the challenges are greater for us in terms of that.